Hello, Anastasia.
Hi, Ioana.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Ioana Sima, and I'm an external hypnosis operator of the Calogero Grifasi Academy. I am also a student, and my colleague Anastasia is a telepathic support of the Calogero Grifasi method. Today, we are participating in the 265th investigative cycle, the protocol number 1. The protocol that we are going to do is defined mixed because it is composed of two different parts. We have the first part, which is defined as fixed and consists of questions that we cannot modify or deepen, except in the second part, the free exploration part. This mode allows us to contaminate the information as little as possible, which is why all telepathic supports do not know the subject of this investigation. Anyone wishing to contact me for a personal session can find all my details below this video. Anastasia, you can get ready,
Yes.
get comfortable. Take a deep breath. And start relaxing your muscles, your body. I will count from 3 to 1 while your body deeply relaxes. 3. As my voice guides you, focus on your breath. Each inhale and exhale relaxes you further and deeper. Two, two, two. Continue to deepen this state of relaxation by allowing your breath to circulate through your body and to touch every muscle and every space. Your body relaxes, your mind empties, and all the tension disappears. One, one. Very good. You are now deeply relaxed and calm. Your body is heavy and you feel great. While I will be counting from 1 to 3, you will connect with the sightings of objects identified as possible drones that appeared in New Jersey and other parts of the United States in December 2024. And on 3, you will tell me what you visualize. 1, 2, 3.
I visualize like multiple spots organized in a certain pattern, like main points of interest. But this map that consists of these satellites, I visualize it as an almost like a constellation, something intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all intertwined by
Very
some
good.
aspect.
What else do you perceive?
They're mirrored on the metaphysical level, like the same structure, it's mirrored on the metaphysical plane. And it's like each one has a different type of frequency charge.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
For now, no.
Very good. Now observe this phenomenon in relation to the metaphysical plane and tell me what you perceive.
I visualize this constellation-like image of satellites being manipulated by touch. It's almost like a program. I visualize like a screen. It's like playing chess or something like that. Just moving the pieces
Mm-hmm.
strategically, and then creating a certain pattern that is necessary.
Yeah.
There can be lots of patterns that are each used for certain things. Visualize almost like a book of codes. Not a book, a list
Yeah.
of codes that are each destined for something, and each one has an individual structure of situating these satellites, these frequencies.
Good. Who do these flying objects declared by the authorities as not identify belong to, and what is their goal?
Hmm. I sensed it in a way as like a beehive thing. It's almost like these satellites are acting on a level of common consciousness, and they're connected to something that and created by something that is not just one entity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like multiple thing situation, multiple energies in one place, and they're reflected into this uh, structure that has this beehive mindset. It's almost like half uh, technological, half vital.
Vital.
Mm, it's almost like an uh, um, like a fluid organism, something that a lot of its base is technological, but it
Mm-hmm.
was built in a way that moves in natural ways, most like a colony of insects or whatever. They're all connected to one goal, one thinking flow,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Very good. Now describe the technology of these flying artifacts on my three. One, two, three.
Hmm. I visualize a big structure of its composition, very big. Um, but it's composed of the word DNA came to me.
Okay.
Um, Something that's been in the works and is on the in the process of work still. Uh,
A project.
a project, yes. It's a DNA that is very, very mixed, very hybridized.
Mm-hmm.
But like I visualized before, DNA that is very technology based, but some characteristics are put into it so it follows a certain mm, kind of like the ideas of a certain species, but it's mm, more complex than that.
Okay. We'll get back to it. Very good for now. Describe the reactions of the flora and fauna to this phenomenon.
Mm. Mm-mm. It's an imbalance at the level of energy. It's creating these satellites, this network. That's a good word for it. This network is creating kind of like a concentration of energy that is opposite to the natural state of fauna of nature in general. So it's like creating this effect of when number one and minus one come together. It's
Yeah.
like an electroshock, but on a more subtle level. It's not like a legit electroshock. Um, I see visually the fibers of grass are like vibrating. It's almost like an allergic reaction, something unpleasant that creates a lack of harmony and kind of disrupts natural a natural evolvement of things in nature. So some things may um, go like they haven't gone before. So um, unusual behavior in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Some type of manipulation through frequency. Now I visualized also animals. It's influencing that common consciousness of animals, their pack mind, hive mind. So it's infiltrating in that kind of things very subtly, but it's affecting sort of big and very basic um, levels.
Yeah. Okay. What did the sightings of these drones provoke in the collective consciousness?
I perceived a thing. It's like these type of sightings already existed in, they were implemented in the common consciousness through different ways. So I visualized it already present on multiple occasions there in the common consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it created an effect of not something new, not something surprising. Um, it's almost like before deciding, there were similar events that created this almost like careless, but more of a muted reaction from the masses. So it's like getting somebody used to seeing a certain type of image through different channels.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes either unbelievable or normal or
Common.
yes, common, uninteresting, things like that.
Mhm. Good. Are the phenomenon of the mysterious drones and the air crashes that happened in the skies of various countries in December 2024 related? Yes, no, only partially.
Um, Partially,
How are they
um,
related? What do you perceive?
and because these natural imbalances that I visualized before that are created in the atmosphere, nature, on all the basic levels, it's related to natural cycles, atmosphere, like all of the things that surround us. They were influenced in a way that led to these crashings, to phenomenons that um, are hardly explain explainable.
Yeah.
Like it caused something, and then this was the consequence. That's why I said partially. It was
Hmm.
not a direct hit.
Yeah.
That's how I'm perceiving it, but it was a consequence of this. So it was targeted to to this to, to this outcome.
Yeah. Very good. Then we finished the first part and we're going to move to the exploratory part. In the beginning, you mentioned this constellation of satellites. Are satellites linked to the appearance and the sighting of these drones?
Um, I'm perceiving it as the drones are are like part of these structures. It's like a smaller kind of elongated part of these satellites of this major construction,
Hmm.
and it's again like a mirrored situation. It's very correlated.
Explain more this mirror situation. How do you perceive it?
It is literally a connection. This is how it was built. That's how I'm perceiving it. So it's like uh, it's part of the same thing. This is how they were constructed to be connected through first of all programs, and then on this frequency level.
So let's take a drone that was in the sky of the United States in December 2024.
Hmm.
It is mirrored in the metaphysical plane. So we
Yeah.
have a drone in the physical plane.
So now it's more clear.
Yes.
On the metaphor, an image that appeared to me as a metaphor to explain this is a hairbrush.
Yes.
So the base of the hairbrush, the hard part, the solid one, the structure, is on the metaphysical plane. That's the main structure where the
Okay.
programming is. And the hair bristles, like the bristles of the brush, that are kind of flexible, they move. They can be moved, but they're attached to the same base.
And they
So,
are in the physical plane.
yes.
We can observe them, but we cannot see the structure.
Hmm.
Very good metaphor. And this structure, you said it was like a beehive, like a consciousness.
Yes.
Mm, like a fluid organization, half technological and half vital.
The word that comes to me, it's an egregore, something like that. So
Okay.
it's multiple energies there, multiple entities. It's like
What types of energies do you perceive there?
hmm, a lot of um, technology oriented ones, but also technology uh, with the purpose of control of um, organizing things, of manipulating them in in a way of technology and energy. It's a very um, strongly oriented energy with
Yeah. What's happening with
mm,
it? What do you perceive now?
mm.
How do you feel?
I feel okay. It's like I'm perceiving it as kind of a spaceship, but it's not really. It's like multiple satellites there that are like bases
Mm-hmm.
that are mm, in control of some type of population or species or whatever. So that's why I'm getting that very complex agglomeration of energies, because it's like they're all connected, but each one is controlled by someone else, or like I don't know, some of them are controlled by the same one, and then some of them
Yeah,
are by
it's a
other ones.
complex
Yeah,
situation. And where do these energies come from?
the energies from the satellites.
Yes, the energies that goes into this egregore,
Mm.
the energies that feed the egregore. Where do they come from?
Perceiving, mostly it's people who have made pacts with certain entities. So it's not necessarily the mass population. It's very targeted people who are in some way or form controlled by these entities. They gave their permission in exchange for something. So it's like a very organized thing.
Hmm.
Um, Politicians came to me, or m- a lot of figures that are in charge of something or are placed in positions that have a certain type of image or control or anything like that, influence, because they themselves receive a lot of energy from people. So it's like an indirect
Yeah,
flow of energy. So, like, not from people, but through someone.
we're on a very niche type of egregore.
Hmm.
Amazing. And what is the reason why these drones appeared only in the United States? Why not in Europe? Why not in China, in Japan, in Australia, in Russia, or, or in any other country?
I perceive the fact that it was not only in the USA. Like, I visualized some other places, but there wasn't media coverage on it.
Okay.
So, like, I wasn't perceiving it as the only one. This one just got all the attention somehow.
And why is that? What is the reason?
Mm. Um, it's a very targeted space, a territory. It's something to do with natural resources, um, with the land, with the richness of this territory. So it was made with a target in mind, a purpose.
Okay. So, if we were to go deeper into this purpose, you also mentioned that this beehive, when we were talking about this common consciousness,
Hmm.
that everything is connected for one goal. So, what is the end goal of this project?
Chaos came to me, the word chaos. And also I visualized like an most empty field, representing less people.
Hmm.
So some sort of depopulation,
Yeah.
but in very subtle ways.
Yeah.
by influencing the atmosphere in that zone, the natural courses. Yeah.
Um, do you perceive any other projects similar to this one that for which the end goal is this chaos, this reduction of the population?
Yes, before that, when I saw other events like this happen, so not only in the United States, it was highlighted visually somewhere in the um, Middle East, near China, um, like that space.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned that this big structure has a DNA, a hybridized DNA.
Mm.
What kind of things do you perceive in this DNA? Analyze this DNA, decode this DNA, and tell me what you feel, what you perceive.
Um, Most of it, the bigger part of it, is technological. It's programs. It's artificially built. Some of it is some characteristics of reptilians and humanoids mixed.
Yeah.
And also, I perceived a different species civilization, something like not an entity.
Look at it, analyze it. What is the species? From what planet?
I can't pronounce it. Something with K. That begins with K. Um,
Okay, so something
we don't know.
it's not common.
Yes, it's
Okay.
not common, so I don't know it.
Yeah.
Uh, it's trying to see the kind of the characteristics of this civilization.
Yeah. You can.
Mm, there is something involved in a technology exchange, so they're contributing with um, some sort of workforce in exchange to technology for their planet. Something in
Okay.
this sense.
Okay. While the reptilians and the humanoids that you perceived, what is their role? What are they? What are their contributions in this project?
They're the ones that are in control of those people who are
Okay.
feeding the egregore. So it's like some sort of scheme, you
Yeah.
know?
Of corporation. It looks
Yeah.
like a corporation.
Yeah.
And let's talk about these programs. You mentioned it a couple of times. How do you perceive them? This list of codes, these programs.
The codes are that this spaceship consists of, like this organization.
Yes, tell me that first.
Mm, it's just like certain, like a, I don't know, like an app program. It's not something it's specific, but it's a lot of things. It's more on the technological level, so it's not like programs like mental programs.
Hmm.
It's like literally technological programs, like functionality wise.
For their ship.
Yes, for this whole
Okay.
structure, for its
Okay.
yeah.
Now disconnect from there and go to where you saw this screen and playing chess.
Mm.
Who or what is playing chess, first of all?
Mm. It looks like a reptilian, but it's like mixed with Draco, something.
Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
you said that it was creating a pattern. It was
Mm-hmm.
creating multiple patterns,
Yes.
and you said it was like a list of codes.
Mm-hmm.
These codes are different from the codes of the ship.
Yes, they're specifically for the drones in the physical level.
Only for the drones.
Mm-hmm. This specific list, specific board that I saw
Yeah.
is specifically to coordinate these drones.
How many drones do you perceive?
500 and something. Mm,
Okay.
and that.
How do these drones affect? Because we discussed about the collective consciousness and the of flora and fauna of the earth. So how is this event affecting nature? Describing the process.
So I visualized in the beginning that these drones are charged with a certain frequency that
Yes.
is smartly thinked and organized to be the opposite of the common energy of the space that they're targeted towards.
Mm-hmm.
That creates an imbalance, something that nature reacts to. It disturbs its natural course, destabilizes it.
And what are the consequences of that?
Unusual natural phenomena, things that are not commonly seen. It also influences animals, unusual behaviors or migrations, some changes in the atmosphere, the overall energy of the space, the frequency. It changes a lot of things on very subtle levels, but there are creating significant consequences. So, like natural disasters or things that you won't expect that
Mm-hmm.
aren't normal, in quotes.
How does the this frequency exchange, the minus and the plus, and this difference, this opposition, how does this affect the human beings?
It creates a feeling of unsettlement in the body. It's like an energy that the human body is not supposed to be in. Um, Almost like that allergic reaction that I
Yeah.
mentioned. Something unpleasant, something you feel itchy, but not like on a physical level. You feel like literally feel unpleasant or something is not quite right. So it's like not, I'm perceiving that it's not big changes in frequency,
Mm-hmm.
but the subtle changes that are induced already create some type of discomfort in the human body
Yeah.
that are, yeah.
And on the metaphysical plane, on the esoteric plane, what, how does this affect the metaphysical body, the subliminal parts, if it does?
Mm. It doesn't directly, but discomfort in the physical body can affect the connection between the physical part and the subliminal part.
Mm-hmm.
In those cases in which the physical body is at a level of mm, mm, lack of information, of lack of self-awareness,
Oh yeah.
that's better said. Um, a lack of connection with the personal self, or knowing what your base energy is, being
Yeah.
the ability of being stable, because this frequency that is induced, I see it as creating this vibration, almost like a vibration on the physical body, like everything is shaking but very subtly. And when you don't have a good base, it can shake you more, and that indirectly affects the subliminal part and the personal space of the person.
So it creates instability, and it open you to can open a person to be more sensible, to
Yes,
become more sensible.
it's very subtle. It's not
Yeah.
like of it opens up your space or something. It's very subtle, but over time, it can induce some states of mind in the physical body or certain emotions that are not very great for you.
Okay. Very good. Disconnect from there, Anastasia. Thank you. Um, when we discussed about the collective consciousness and the impact that it had, this sighting of the drones on the collective consciousness, you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned you said that is there was already the information that was implemented in the collective consciousness, so no one was surprised
Mm-hmm.
of these appearances. What else is in the collective? What else is induced in the collective consciousness that is not normal, if I can say that? And still, people are not fighting against it. People are not surprised. The majority of the people consider as normal.
Mm-hmm.
What do you perceive?
Natural disasters came,
Hmm.
abductions, abuse, um, trafficking. It's not like they don't seem normal, but they are so condensated. in media and in the collective consciousness that it's almost becoming like something common or
Yeah.
like a casualty or something that just happens. Um, a lot of I just visualized falling stars as it being viewed as something normal.
Um,
Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, falling stars.
So when we have how do you call them? Rain of falling stars.
Yeah,
It's not normal.
I'm perceiving it as something that is almost has been induced as normal, but it's not, but it's so normalized.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm,
Okay, so there are a lot of ideas that are implemented in the collective consciousness.
mm-hmm.
How can the people how can we not contribute anymore to this? And let's talk especially of this drone situation, um, these appearances, this ship that we discovered, this beehive.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we do to not contribute to it, to not feed this egregore, that elements, that powers, all this project, all these experiences, all these imbalances, these oppositions of frequencies?
Mm. Um, I visualize a person that is in that position of disconnection. And the first thing that came is disconnecting from media, from sources of information that are densely packed with information, that are continuously spitting information
Is this only
about
TV or also social media
all
and
types of
everything?
platforms, all types of platforms that are putting out um, kind of the same thing, but very densely. Um, and it's like a constant flow of the information that is repeated. And if it's repeatedly shown to you, it becomes some sort of reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to go on that level of believing.
Yeah.
So disconnecting from that, um, being very grounded in yourself, in your base level of energy, knowing how you feel in your neutral space, in your most happy space, and kind of learning to sense when something is bothering you from an external point of view. So knowing that it's not coming from you and kind of being grounded in your own self.
It's interesting. Thank you. It's interesting what you said about the media, because we receive so many informations, and if we take a look at it, sometimes they repeat so much. And
Hmm.
I mean, I you have to not create, not co-create with these informations, because
Exactly.
by implicating yourself into this, you co-create with this, so it will become the reality.
Yeah, that's
So
exactly what I sensed. It's an
yeah,
information that is repeated so many
I know.
times that it's, yeah.
Okay, okay. Did you perceive anything else? Would you like to mention anything else about this? Drones, airplane crashes. Will there go on whatever future temporal line you wish and tell me if you still perceive these drones that are messing with the frequencies.
Hmm.
Whatever temporal line.
Mm, I went very far. Um, there are no satellites, but the Earth looks very different.
How does it look?
Has evolved very much, but in a good way. I sense a feeling of balance, of harmony. Everything is so green and peaceful somehow. Um,
And no satellites.
yeah.
So the Earth can live without satellites.
Yeah.
Okay, and about how in how many years did you go?
300 came to me.
Fair enough. How do you perceive the people?
In communities, um, very caring. It's like a workflow of it's people who work for each other but don't work for necessary necessary goal. They just coexist in harmony, interchanging experiences. Yeah, very different.
Okay, very. Come back to the present. Do you want to mention anything else?
Yes, one last thing um, that came to me on the topic of how do we not involve ourselves, or how do we,
Yeah,
you
go
know,
ahead.
um, the word fear came to me and it appeared as something important. So trying to disconnect from fear and disconnect from this idea of following the thought flow of everybody else or a group of people. So really, the message is um, kind of following your own thought, analyzing everything a little better, and focusing on yourself now and your personal space. So really not sometimes not looking necessarily on the global situation, but just focus on your personal space and how are you inside, how are you doing, and just really connecting with that part of yourself. That's it.
Amazing. Focus on the micro.
Yes.
Very well. Disconnect from there, from everything, and I will count from 1 to 3, and the 3 you will be in the present, in your body. 1. Disconnect from everything, from everyone, and come back totally and fully into your body. Your space is clean and you are clean. Raise your frequencies to your maximum levels. 2. Your body is becoming lighter and stronger. You can move it with pleasure and ease. And you feel better and better. You feel strong. You feel light. You feel good. You feel at peace. You feel happy. And 3, you can open your eyes when you're ready.
Well, hi.
Hi.
Hi again.
How do you feel?
Amazing. I like the part of getting out of hypnosis. I do feel
I
better. I do feel stronger.
I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. It's very interesting how it was like a niche. Yeah, I say a niche egregore, but it's not a niche egregore. But it was something that I didn't see often
Yeah.
in these investigations from when I started doing them. So this admiration of people going through celebrities, politicians, and
Hmm.
them just sending it upwards. It was very
Yeah.
interesting,
Very specific.
very specific, and a situation that I didn't often encounter. So
Yeah. And the falling stars also
very,
was something interesting. It was like,
that's for another investigation.
yeah.
Yeah, new information, amazing. Thank you so much, Anastasia.
Thank you, Ioana.
Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye bye.
Buenos días.
Dzień dobry.
Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo de Disclosure en español y polaco.
Bardzo Was serdecznie witamy na tym nowym wideo, które będzie w języku hiszpańskim i polskim na kanale Disclosures.
Vamos a producir mucho más vídeos en futuro como estos vídeos informativos.
W przyszłości stworzymy dużo więcej takich wideo, które będą Was informowały o różnych rzeczach.
Porque estamos notando que cuanto más se va divulgando este trabajo, estas hipnosis por internet, también cuanto más mala información se está difundiendo.
A to dlatego, że zauważyliśmy, że im więcej wstawiamy sesji z naszymi hipnozami, tym więcej jakby informacji sprzecznych zaczyna się rozprzestrzeniać.
Y entonces hoy vamos a hablar de las sesiones investigativas.
Więc dzisiaj będziemy mówić o sesjach badawczych.
Porque estoy viendo que hay personas que a lo mejor se dedican a una sesión con una persona, se van a algún lugar, preguntan algo y lo poco de información que pueden extraer de una sesión se lo creen como si fuera oro, completamente puro oro.
Bo zauważyłem, że są takie sesje i takie osoby, które robią jedną sesję z jedną osobą na dany temat i kiedy wychodzi tam jakaś informacja, to jest ona odbierana jakby to było rzeczywiście coś niesamowicie wiarygodnego, jakby to było czyste złoto.
Yo os digo que la sesión así dicha investigativa no existe.
Ja chciałbym Wam powiedzieć, że sesja badawcza tak naprawdę nie istnieje.
Entonces podríais como preguntar, entonces cuando haces una sesión a un cliente y preguntas cosas, ¿por qué preguntas?
Więc mógłbyś mi zadać pytanie, więc skoro robisz jakąś sesję z jakąś osobą i zadajesz jej pytania, to właściwie po co je w ogóle zadajesz?
Sí, sabemos que la información en hipnosis está muy, pero de verdad muy contaminada.
My bardzo dobrze wiemy, że informacja, która wychodzi podczas hipnozy jest niezwykle, ale to niezwykle zanieczyszczona.
Y esa información, así como sale de la hipnosis, no podemos tomarla como conocimiento, como investigación.
Więc takiej informacji, która wychodzi podczas sesji hipnozy, nie bierzemy nigdy jako takiej informacji, która jest rzeczywiście bardzo prawdziwa, zgodna z prawdą i oczywista.
En el caso de sesiones a clientes, la información que sacamos nos sirve por otro objetivo. El objetivo es llegar a la causa de su problema y trabajar.
Te informacje, które uzyskujemy podczas sesji dla klientów, służą nam zupełnie do czegoś innego. Celem jest to, żeby znaleźć przyczynę i pracować nad nią.
Pero ¿qué significa que la información está contaminada? ¿Cuánto está contaminada y por qué?
Ale co to właściwie oznacza informacja zanieczyszczona? Kiedy jest zanieczyszczona i dlaczego jest zanieczyszczona?
Hay que saber que cuando nosotros pedimos una información y nos llega a través de una persona en hipnosis, esta información sale de una fuente, para así decirlo, y atraviesa muchas dimensiones, muchas densidades.
Kiedy prosimy o jakąś informację podczas sesji, to ta informacja, powiedzmy to w ten sposób, pochodzi z jakiegoś źródła, ale w międzyczasie przechodzi przez wiele gęstości i wiele wymiarów.
Y también pasa por conciencias, por inteligencias. Esa información viene atrapada en el éter por varios seres.
Ale ta informacja przechodzi też przez wiele umysłów, wiele świadomości, istnieje w eterze i może być przechwycona również przez wiele bytów.
Estos seres, estas inteligencias, pueden voluntariamente o involuntariamente distorsionarla.
I te byty, te istoty lub świadomości mogą ją zniekształcić świadomie lub nieświadomie.
Y además, la persona que está en hipnosis tiene sus creencias, su mentalidad, sus perspectivas, sus opiniones. Esta estructura mental contamina también esta información.
A co więcej, osoba, która jest w stanie hipnozy, ma swoje własne przekonania, swoje własne wartości, wierzenia, swoją własną mentalność i przez tą właśnie strukturę całą mentalną również może dojść do jeszcze kolejnego zanieczyszczenia.
Y además, si nosotros queremos investigar, por ejemplo, una persona o un ser que no tiene ninguna conexión con el ambiente hipnótico donde estamos trabajando, esta persona puede no autorizar la salida de informaciones de sí mismo.
A co więcej, jeśli połączymy się z jakąś istotą, która absolutnie nie należy do tego środowiska hipnotycznego, w którym pracujemy, taka istota może nie zgodzić się na przekazanie informacji.
Si hay interacción, si hay interferencias entre un ser y otro, es posible que circule información por las conexiones, por los pactos.
Jeśli jest jakaś interferencja między dwoma istotami, to wtedy dzięki tym paktom, albo przez te pakty, przez to połączenie, które istnieje, rzeczywiście wychodzą informacje.
Pero si en aquella sesión en concreto ese ser o esa persona se va a cuestionar y no hay ninguna conexión, es muy improbable que llegue una información autorizada.
Ale jeśli zdarza się tak, że łączymy się z istotą, która nie ma z tym nic wspólnego, to jest bardzo mało prawdopodobne, że dostaniemy jakąś informację.
Entonces, imaginemos que queremos investigar sobre un personaje famoso de la historia.
No, na przykład wyobraźmy sobie, że chcielibyśmy otrzymać informację o jakiejś osobie niezwykle znanej, historycznej.
Si no tenemos de alguna manera alguna conexión con los elementos del ambiente hipnótico y esta persona, aunque no esté conectada, no autoriza esta información, pues no llega.
Więc jeśli wyobrazimy sobie, że ta osoba nie jest w żaden sposób połączona z tym środowiskiem hipnotycznym, w którym pracujemy, może się tak zdarzyć, że absolutnie nie zezwoli na żadne przekazywanie informacji na swój temat.
Y cuando pasa esto, hay siempre o casi siempre alguna entidad que se aprovecha de la situación.
I kiedy to się dzieje, zazwyczaj pojawia się jakiś byt, który wykorzystuje tę sytuację.
Se puede presentar con la supuesta identidad de la persona o del ser que estamos buscando, o puede de todas formas modificar o inventar una información por su cuenta, por su personal ventaja.
Może zrobić dwie rzeczy. Albo przyjąć, zidentyfikować się z osobą, o której chcemy zrobić tę sesję, przyjąć jej tożsamość, albo zmienić informacje, które chcielibyśmy otrzymać, tak aby to działało na jej korzyść.
Nosotros en sesión a clientes podemos trabajar porque el cliente nos autoriza a trabajar en él en su sesión.
Podczas sesji dla klientów możemy pracować nad takimi informacjami, bo otrzymujemy zgodę na informacje właśnie dzięki temu klientowi.
Y podemos trabajar con sus seres queridos, por ejemplo, o con los seres que interfieren con ella, propio porque hay estas conexiones.
I możemy pracować na przykład z istotami, które kocha ta dana osoba lub z bytami, które w nią ingerują właśnie przez to połączenie, które tam istnieje.
Entonces, hay una gran diferencia entre la sesión a un cliente para solucionar sus problemas y hacer sesiones para investigar.
Dlatego istnieje taka duża różnica między sesjami, które robimy dla klientów, aby rozwiązać ich problemy, i między sesjami takimi poszukiwawczymi,
Por
badawczymi.
eso, por eso digo que no existe una sesión investigativa.
I dlatego właśnie Wam mówię, że nie istnieje coś takiego jak sesja badawcza.
Lo que existe es un protocolo de sesiones de investigación.
To, co istnieje, to pewien protokół sesji badawczych.
Hay que seguir un protocolo y hay que seguir, ejecutar unas series de sesiones y con personas diferentes.
Więc trzeba zawsze śledzić ten sam protokół, a jednocześnie wykonać wiele sesji z różnymi osobami.
El protocolo tiene que ser único, unívoco, porque hay que preguntar en un tema las mismas preguntas para ir en la misma dirección.
Ten protokół powinien być zawsze taki sam, ponieważ należy zadawać takie same pytania, tak aby iść zawsze w tym samym kierunku.
Cuanto más está restringido ese espacio de investigación, cuanto más podemos tener más probabilidad de tener buena información.
Im bardziej zawężamy obszar naszych poszukiwań, tym bardziej prawdopodobne będzie, że otrzymamy dobre informacje.
Sí, podemos también aumentar ese espacio, pero tenemos que aumentar proporcionalmente el número de sesiones por hacer.
Możemy oczywiście rozszerzyć ten obszar, ale wtedy będziemy zmuszeni również rozszerzyć ilość tych sesji.
Luego, cuando tenemos una grande serie de sesiones, pero estamos hablando de centenas o hasta de millares de sesiones.
I wtedy mówimy o olbrzymiej liczbie sesji, od setki po tysiące.
Tenemos que recoger toda aquella información que es común a todas o a casi todas estas sesiones hechas.
I wtedy musimy pozbierać te informacje, które są wspólne dla wszystkich bądź prawie wszystkich tych sesji.
Esta información común vais a ver que es un porcentaje muy pequeño con respecto a la totalidad de la información.
I zobaczycie, że ta informacja wspólna będzie naprawdę niewielkim odsetkiem tych informacji, które się tam pojawią.
Son pepitas de oro.
To są takie malutkie ziarenka.
Es como si nosotros vamos a un río, vamos a coger este filtro, vamos a coger muchísima arena para recoger solo muy pocas pepitillas de oro.
I można to przyrównać do poszukiwania złota, kiedy filtruje się dno rzeki, zbiera się mnóstwo piasku, a na koniec pojawiają się maleńkie ziarenka złota.
Esa sí que es información de oro.
I to jest właśnie ta informacja złota.
Si hoy podemos decir que hay seres que interfieren bastante con el ser humano y que tienen formas de animales reptiles o de animales a forma de insectos, etc., es porque todo esto sale desde que se empezaron las sesiones de hipnosis y hay muchísimas, millares y millares con esta información común.
I jeśli dzisiaj możemy powiedzieć, że są ingerencje, które przybierają formy albo reptilii, albo jakichś insektów, to dlatego, że takie informacje wychodzą od początku naszych sesji hipnotycznych i są wspólne i jest ich tysiące.
Pero si yo digo que en la ciudad de Nueva York, en el 1452, en aquel punto, había una casa que vivía un viejo que se llamaba Tom, pues solo en aquella sesión ha salido, y cuanto más contaminada puede ser, no lo va a saber nadie.
Ale jeśli chciałabym powiedzieć, przekazać taką informację, że w Nowym Jorku w 1452 roku stał taki a taki dom, w którym mieszkał taki a taki starszy pan o imieniu Tom, to nie mam pojęcia, jak bardzo zanieczyszczona będzie ta informacja.
Así entonces se hace investigación. Es un trabajo muy largo, muy duro, y tiene que ser hecho con un protocolo riguroso y severo.
A więc właśnie w taki sposób należy robić sesje badawcze. Jest to proces bardzo długi, ciężki i który wymaga bardzo restrykcyjnego protokołu.
Entonces, por esto que nosotros ya vamos a empezar a hacer ciclos de investigación.
I właśnie dlatego zaczniemy teraz robić takie cykle badawcze.
La estructura del team, que cada vez va creciendo siempre más, y el número de clientes que cada día contactan con nosotros, nos permiten organizar estos ciclos de investigación.
I ponieważ struktura naszego zespołu cały czas się powiększa, a także liczba klientów, którzy kontaktują się z nami każdego dnia, te czynniki pozwalają nam na to, żebyśmy zrobili taki cykl badawczy.
Creo que ya he dicho todo, o casi todo. Cualquier pregunta podéis escribirla en los comentarios del vídeo o donde sea publicado el vídeo.
Myślę, że powiedziałem wszystko, bądź prawie wszystko, a jeśli macie jakieś pytania, to proszę zadajcie je pod tym wideo.
Gracias por vuestra atención.
Dziękujemy za Waszą uwagę.
Y gracias a ti, Milena.
Gracias a ti, Kalo. Dziękujemy.
Chao.
Ciao.